Have you ever carried guilt in your Christian journey over something you couldn't even find condemned in Scripture? You love the Lord. You genuinely want to please Him. Yet there's this quiet weight, this inner accusation, that makes you question whether you're somehow letting Him down. But what if some of that guilt isn't from God at all? Today we are going to look at 5 things many believers feel ashamed about, even though God never called them sinful. We'll explore where this false guilt begins, what the Bible truly says, and how to walk in the freedom God intends for you. By the end of this message, my prayer is that you'll release unnecessary guilt and stand before God with a peaceful, confident heart. Number 1. Resting. Many Christians struggle to rest without feeling unproductive. If they're not constantly praying, serving, studying, or doing something spiritual, they feel lazy or distant from God. But rest was established by God Himself. Genesis 2 verse 2 tells us that God rested on the 7th day, not because He lacked strength, but because rest is sacred and intentional. The enemy often turns diligence into pressure. He suggests that stopping means failing. But rest can actually be an act of faith. In Mark 6 verse 31, Jesus invited His disciples. In Mark 6 verse 31, Jesus invited His disciples, saying, "Come away by yourselves to a quiet place and rest." When you step back and rest in God, you are trusting Him to manage what you cannot control. Rest does not weaken your faith. It strengthens your dependence on Him. Number 2. Saying no. Believers often feel guilty when they decline requests or set limits. It can seem harsh or selfish. But even Jesus did not respond to every demand placed on Him. Luke 5 verse 16 shows us that He often withdrew from the crowds to pray, even when people were actively searching for Him. Healthy boundaries are not unloving. They are necessary. At times, saying no to people is obedience to God's direction. You are not assigned to satisfy everyone. You are called to follow Christ. Love without limits can lead to exhaustion, not holiness. Number 3. Feeling discouraged, weary, or emotionally drained. Some Christians feel ashamed when they struggle internally, as if sadness equals spiritual failure. But faith does not erase emotion. David openly expressed his sorrow in the Psalms. Elijah became so overwhelmed that he asked God to end his life. Even Jesus shed tears. Psalm 62 verse 8 says, "Pour out your hearts to Him, for God is our refuge." God welcomes your honesty. He is not threatened by your vulnerability. Being tired or discouraged does not mean you lack faith. It means you are human and in need of divine strength. Number 4. Not being where you think you should be spiritually. Comparison quietly steals peace. You may feel like you don't pray enough, don't know enough Scripture, or aren't as mature as others. But God does not measure your growth against someone else's timeline.